Expert analysis you won't find anywhere else. From the latest highlights to the stories behind the game, this is The Walkthrough.
Welcome in to another edition of The Walkthrough. Austin Wiley here along with Brant King. And tonight, our producer, she's out sick. Zoe is home sick. So we've got our intern, Blake Joy, in the house, going to be our producer for tonight. But it is week 4. And it always seems like the high school football season flies by way too fast. And it seems like just the other day we were in Jamboree week, and all of a sudden we're in week 4.
Yeah, it goes by super fast each and every year. And just thinking about it, just college football, getting closer to the middle of the season, and before you know it, it'll be playoff time. But yet football season is the best time of the year, but it goes by way too quick. Had a nice rain today. Temperatures starting to cool off, starting to get a little fall weather, starting to be a little bit more football weather. That's the big thing. Tired of this hot weather, dealing with the hot and humidity and all that. So about time to cool off a little bit.
I believe this time next week it will be October. Next week be October 1st when we're doing this show. So, yeah, when it gets to October, it leaves start changing colors. Get the old pumpkin out.
Get the old fire pit going.
Yeah, get the fire going. They get all those different pumpkins, those spice and smells and stuff.
That's right, pumpkin spice.
Get that holiday.
Get the old latte going.
Yeah. But get ready for Halloween, get ready for Thanksgiving, things like that. But yeah, week 4, and it's already, you're getting close to that halfway point where you're starting to think about district games. Some districts have a lot more teams are already starting district play, and it's just crazy that we're already at this point in the season. But Giants off to a great start, 3-0 on the year. Got a big win at home against St. Fred, 42-7. Pretty much Giants were just still firing on all cylinders in that one.
Yeah, Giants dominant in that contest against St. Frederick. You could tell St. Fred had definitely taken a step back from the last few years. Just, there's been some great games with St. Frederick Warriors over the last 3 years, and they came away with 2 wins at their place, and we came away with 2 wins at our place in the 4 matchups that we were able to play St. Frederick. But definitely they had taken a step back, and not a whole lot of kids on the sidelines Friday night, but the Giants' dominant performance running game. Cedric Wilson and Daniel Hatcher. Daniel Hatcher led the way with 7 carries, 100 yards rushing, 1 rushing touchdown. Cedric Wilson, 6 carries, 79 rushing yards, 1 rushing touchdown. And the highlights just kept coming Friday night. Deuce McPherson is Adrian Cooper on a couple of big strikes there. First quarter, Deuce McPherson is Adrian Cooper, bobbles in the end zone, comes away with a great concentration. And that was definitely a highlight catch there. Then hooked up later on in the second quarter, Deuce McPherson to Adrian Cooper, 77-yard strike. Now, there's also some good concentration there, and Adrian Cooper had a great stiff arm on that play, knocked down the St. Frederick Warrior player there and raced to the end zone for the score. But overall, great performance. You got to be happy defensively, too. I think kids were in the right places. We've seen some aggressive activity going on in the field. Everybody flying to the football, had a lot of gang tackling going on. So that's a great sign as we get closer to the midway point in the season.
Yeah, that was the biggest thing. St. Frederick ran a decent, no, it wasn't Sterlington running the option, but they gave you a good look run the option. And I felt like we had players in the right spot all night. And that's what you're going to see in the playoffs. Union Parish is going to run that little option style out of the I formation. Sterlington's going to run it. Oak Grove will run it as well. So you want to make sure you're good and your guys have seen that before they get into it in the playoffs. But I felt like we did pretty good. We're in the right spots. Logan Thompson had the big fumble return for a touchdown, 70-yard return. Zach Brown had a big game, 6 tackles, knocked down 2 passes. During the game, I kind of felt bad because I didn't realize he had such a good game until after the game, watching the film. During the game, I didn't realize he was knocking down those passes. I thought they were just dropping them.
Yeah, I called his name out several times Friday night in coverage and making huge tackles out there defensively. So great job by the senior defensive player, defensive back, Carter Nichols with another good game, 5 tackles, 2 tackles for loss. Brian Evans, linebacker, had 5 tackles in that game. Parker Durham had 4. Logan Thompson had 3. Jesse Love had a few in that game, had a couple fumble recoveries. You mentioned Logan Brown, that big 70-yard touchdown return for the
Logan
score.
Thompson.
Logan Thompson, excuse me. And Hayden DeVille with a big fumble recovery as well. But you got to be happy with the performance overall. Deuce McPherson, talk about him again. 5 of 7, 134 passing yards, 2 passing touchdowns in the game. Cedric Wilson right now through 4 games, through 3 games, 49 carries, 523 rushing yards through 3 ball games.
Yeah, among the state leaders in rushing there, both Cedric and Daniel are going to be up there near the top of the standings in rushing. But man, what else can you say about Zadrian Cooper? What a game! He's just taking it to another level this year. We talked about him during the Bayou Jam, had him here on the show, but man, he just every week does something incredible.
Yeah, I've been super excited. Just looking forward to his senior campaign with Zadrian, and I know he's starting to get a few looks, from colleges, and rightfully so. He's putting on some great performances. Looks really good sized kid, and really can high point the football, go up and make the contested catches. He can go across the middle of the field, make a great catch when you need him. Possession type receiver, and doing a good job just all the way around. Just a great kid, and works really hard.
Yeah, he does, and it's been impressive to watch. And just a really good kid. Yeah, kind of quiet, mild mannered, but a great kid, and has worked really hard and has looked good on the field. We want to welcome in head coach Jay Rowart. Coach, you there?
Not a lot you can do, but sometimes it's a blessing. You can slow things down and let the kids really see the reads of the pull and guards, and squeezing them down blocks. So I feel like we made the most of it. It's not ideal, but it's not always a bad thing to slow things down a little bit.
Well, let's get into it. Friday night, St. Frederick comes to town. And to me, which I guess I didn't think about this, but it almost felt like with the stadium, it was kind of like a grand reopening with everything that's been done during the off season. We talked about it last week, but the stadium looked incredible. The field looked great. Just kind of talk about what it means for you walking out of that field house and onto that field, and how far the program has come since, you've been here for the whole time through everything, and how far it's come from back when you started to this point now.
Well, a lot of different things come to mind. One, just the look of the stadium. I mean, it's as nice looking as anything you're going to go to in our division. You go to some bigger schools, and maybe some smaller schools in different areas are going to be nicer, maybe have artificial turf and stuff like that. But the stuff that Coach Dorton's done with the help of donors is just incredible to see that. And also coming out there in our first home game and seeing standing room only crowd was exciting to see. Great student section. It's just I cannot say enough about what an awesome atmosphere our kids have to play in. It makes it so much fun for those kids, and it's really something for our entire community to be proud of.
Well, Coach, let's talk a little bit about the game Friday night. Talk a little bit about Zach Brown. 6 tackles. Great job by the senior defensive back.
He did a great job. He had some pass deflections. We had the corners responsible for pitch man on option. He played that very well. He's come a long way. Last year he played a good bit, but he kind of came midway to half or to later in the season. And this year he's progressed every game, tackling better and better every game, along with a lot of other defenders. But I was very proud of him. He's a really quiet kid. You don't hear a lot out of him, but he goes to work every day and does his job.
Yeah, he's really come along. He is quiet, so you're not real sure. You ask him something, and you're not sure if he's on the same page. But man, he was everywhere on Friday night. Played really well. Was the player of the week. Let's talk about Zadrian Cooper. Had a big game. Just kind of talk about the development of him. I think his freshman year. I don't remember. I don't think he played his freshman year.
Play his freshman year.
Was a basketball player. Y'all get him to come out and play. And just the progression from a sophomore who had never played before to now, just everything he's doing on the field. Kind of talk about his development.
Well, he did not play his freshman year. I don't know. Did he play in junior high for you guys?
He did not. No,
he did not. So his sophomore year was the first year he played, and I remember in the scrimmage against Menard that year, had a big play in the scrimmage and saw flashes of what could be, and you knew he was going to be a tall, long kid that could go get the football, and the confidence is the biggest difference this year. I think we all knew what he could be, and now he realizes it, and he's just really working hard in practice and has a great takeoff off the line of scrimmage on all of his routes. Sells the go routes when it's something short underneath, and when he runs a go route, he goes, gets it, and if it's close, he's going to get it. Just outstanding. It's a lot of fun to see, and it certainly gives us a whole nother level of confidence being able to put the ball up and make some plays when we need them. And being able to throw the ball in early downs, maybe to catch some people off guard. And I tell you, I'm just so proud of him and his attitude this year is just fantastic. Not that it was ever bad, but it's like every day he's out there trying to get better at his craft, and it's really showing.
Well, Coach, Friday night we traveled to Winfield, take on the Tigers in a big matchup with them guys. And me and Austin's talked about it the last couple of years. Winfield's kind of struggled with a offensive identity. New coach this year in Byron Keller. Just talk a little bit about what we can see, what we will see Friday night out of the Winfield Tigers.
Well, you guys probably remember, maybe nobody else know what I'm talking about, but if y'all remember early on when I became the head coach when we played Mangum, they were really good. I think they went to Superdome 3 years in a row, and they ended up not winning the championship, but they were really good on offense, and their offensive coordinator in Winfield was the head coach back at Mangum back then, where it's an old single wing look, just a little bit different than what you would see out of the old Notre Dame box type stuff. A lot of misdirection. They've gotten better every game. If you look at them when they played Caldwell versus when they played West Washita last week, look like a completely different football team. And it's one of those deals where if you get caught up looking in the backfield and you're not reading your keys, they can really make you pay for it. So it's going to be a tough task, and anytime you play Winfield, it's a rivalry. And, Winfield's beaten Gene over the years a lot more than Gene has beaten Winfield. And defensively, it's a lot of new faces, I feel like. But if you watch them on film from week 1 through week 3, they've definitely improved. And we know we're going to get their best effort in the home crowd for them next week, or Friday night, rather.
I feel like with this 3-0 start, everything has kind of been clicking on all cylinders. But on Friday night, I did notice we had a lot of guys on the sidelines out with injuries. Kind of give us an injury update on a few players, but it just seems like the injury bug has kind of hit y'all a little bit.
Yeah, I think we had 11 guys, in street clothes on last Friday, and Keelan Dean being one starter that was out with an ankle, he's still out. Hope to have him back Monday. Hayden DeVille, who had his first start against Menard, did a great job. Great nose for a football. He's got an injury to his hip right now. He has an MRI scheduled for next week on the 1st. Hope to get good news there. But, and Gerard, he hurt his leg against Menard the week before, and just kind of piling up on us. We got, double-digit guys that are out right now, and our depth is not real good. Hopefully that's a trend that gets better over the next few days, because we can't handle many more of those injuries, but certainly hope to get some of those guys back sooner than later. Bentley Fahili, another one that just had an MRI. He's out for a couple more weeks with a knee injury, and some other small stuff, a couple of concussions, and, just one of those things. It's football, and some years you're blessed. You don't hardly have any injuries. Right now we have several.
Well, Coach, we appreciate you joining us tonight, and good luck Friday night.
Yes, sir. Thank y'all.
Good luck, Coach.
That was Jena Giants head coach Jay Roark. We're going to take a break right here, and when we come back, we'll have our 2 senior players, Zach and Xavier Brown. You listen to the Walkthrough on 102.7 KJNA.
Justice Oil Company. Search for athletic supremacy. Justice Oil has been a long supporter of high school athletes in LaSalle Parish, as well as the Tigers of LSU. Take the time to show your appreciation by attending sporting events to root on your teams. Student athletes appreciate the time you take to attend their events. Wishing you the best in the future, on and off the field, from Justice Oil Company.
Louisiana is strong. It's hard work and determination. It's never giving up. It's being there for family, friends, and neighbors because you gave them your word. It's celebrating life's good times and standing tall when times are tough. You call this great state home, and so do we. We're headquartered here with a presence in every parish to better serve you. We're Louisiana's insurance company, Louisiana Farm Bureau Insurance. Real service, real people.
Looking for a bank that truly understands the communities they serve? CLB, the community bank, has you covered. They offer a wide range of services from top-tier interest rates on checking accounts and CDs to the latest in online, digital, and mobile banking. What makes CLB the community bank the go-to choice for all your banking needs is the convenience of managing finances from anywhere, anytime. Visit their website or one of 7 branches today. CLB, the community bank, where community comes first. Member FDIC, equal housing lender. Looking for a place to connect and grow? Join us at Eastview Baptist Church, where everyone is welcome. Tune in here to listen to worship on Sunday mornings at 8:30, or come join us in person for Sunday school at 9:45 and worship at 10:45. Eastview, where we seek the kingdom first.
Malloy under center. Going to run the option. Oh, and the ball's out. Ball's out. Gina picked it up. Logan. No flag. The Thompson's going to return it for a touchdown.
That was our first call of the week. Logan Thompson with the 70-yard fumble recovery return for a touchdown. I think that was at the end of the first quarter or beginning of the second quarter. It was kind of broke the game open.
That was about the start of the second quarter.
Start of the second quarter. But Thompson, yeah, he scooped it up. You know, a lot of times you see a guy jump on that thing, but he said, no, I'm going to the end zone with it. So
nobody ahead of him.
Nobody ahead of him. Just had a convoy leading him into the end zone. But this is the walkthrough. Austin Wiley here along with Brant King. And now we're joined by senior defensive backs, Zach and Xavier Brown. How you guys doing tonight?
Good.
I've talked to y'all both during basketball season, and I've kind of talked to y'all about being on the floor at the same time, you know, kind of knowing what each other's going to do because you're so used to playing with each other. Is it the same thing in football out on the field? Do you just have that trust because you know your brother's going to be there? Do you have that kind of trust with each other on the field?
Yes, sir. It's like, you know, it's like a twin telepathy thing, you know?
Yeah.
And then, you know, we just, yeah.
So it works in basketball and football.
Yeah.
Zach, you had 6 tackles, 2 pass deflections in the game this past week. Kind of talk about the game. Did it just feel like you were ready for St. Frederick? You had done your film and you knew what they were going to do and you were kind of ready for that game?
Yes, sir. I was.
They had you on their, you were on their main receiver. Was it number 11 or Austin was his name? 12.
Yeah.
And every time they tried to throw to him, you were right there. You felt good in covering him?
Yes, sir. He ain't really do nothing. He ain't want to block or nothing. So I took advantage of it.
Talk a little bit about that play when Logan Thompson able to get the fumble and pick it up and score the touchdown. Kind of take us through that play, how that play developed.
It gave us more energy going into the half, you know, and then we just took off with it from there.
Xavier, you had an interception against Menard. Have you y'all taken it upon yourselves to be the leaders of the defense this year because y'all are some of the few seniors that have played before? Kind of talk about taking on that leadership role on defense.
Yes, sir. It's kind of hard with a lot of young guys on the defense, and trying to step up into their role is pretty tough.
Do you feel like since the Mangum game, you can feel that everybody's kind of coming together and it's starting to get easier where everybody knows where they're supposed to be at and the defense is getting better?
Yes, sir. It became a lot easier. Some of the young guys able to get reads in and able to make plays.
I know both of you guys play basketball, and we talked to Zadrian here a couple weeks ago about playing basketball and playing football. Kind of tell us how does the game of basketball help you in the game of football as far as an athlete?
I really don't know, but it's a few things you can take from the basketball court to football, and from football to basketball.
What would that be?
Like a defensive slide in basketball, you can take it out on a football field as a DB, and I really don't know how to explain it.
Yeah, to me as a DB, when you're in that back pedal and you're having to drop back 1 foot or the other, you do that some in basketball as
Yes,
well,
sir.
right?
Yes, sir.
So your footwork in basketball, it helps in football too.
Yes, sir.
Talk about what y'all do in practice today. It was raining outside. What did y'all practice inside?
Yes, sir. We went to the boys' gym.
What do y'all normally do if you're in the gym? Do you
It's kind of like a walkthrough, really.
Yeah.
And you got to stay focused every time.
Do you feel like sometimes it's harder when you go into the gym to stay focused, or maybe some of the younger guys are thinking, "Oh, we're getting an easy day because we're in the gym and they're wanting to goof off," but now you're the senior and you got to make sure everybody's locked in.
Yes, sir.
Did y'all practice inside on Tuesday, or did y'all go outside?
We went outside.
Okay, so only one day you had to do this.
Yes, sir.
Talk about the Friday night first home game, Guy Campbell Memorial Stadium, and the new stadium updates. Talk about the stadium and what you guys think about the new updates at the stadium.
Well, Coach Dorton did a pretty good job on the stadium, and him being able to do that for us, it mean a lot.
Yeah, put in a lot of hard work there.
Yes, sir.
It was the first home game in a long time because we've been on the road the first couple of weeks. Just kind of talk about how the student section showed up and the stands were packed. How that motivates y'all playing, seeing everybody there and all the students there cheering y'all on.
It gives us a lot of energy and a whole bunch of confidence.
I'm sure y'all have watched film. Coach Faircloth has gone over it with you. What do you expect Winfield to do against y'all on Friday night?
I expect them to run the ball a lot. And
are they running it different? Remember last year, sometimes they'd be in shotgun. Sometimes they would be with those double wings. Does the offense look different this year with the new coach?
It really ain't much change.
What about their size? Have you noticed much about their size?
Not really.
So if they're going to run the ball, has it been a boring week for y'all, or who y'all going to cover?
Nah, it really ain't been boring.
Got to come up in the box, huh?
Yes, sir.
So do they still have receivers split out, or does everybody in tight?
They either go to like a pro formation or have one receiver split out, and they have a few pass plays off of it.
If they have the one receiver split out, is that your man Zach, or are y'all gonna whoever side he goes to? How y'all gonna do that?
Yes, sir. It's only one on my side, and then it's only going to be one cornerback this week too.
Okay.
And yeah.
So there's only
on either side.
So you'll be going wherever that receiver goes.
Yes, sir.
So if it's only one cornerback, have y'all added a linebacker? Who's taking the spot of the one cornerback?
I think it's Durham, but I ain't sure though.
So it'll be kind of like extra lineman in there.
Yes, sir.
You got anything else for them?
All good.
Good luck Friday night. I know what I want. You still got basketball y'all got to play, but talk about what y'all want to do after you graduate. Kind of what you want to do when you graduate. If you want to go to college, or if you want to just go to work somewhere. Kind of talk about what you plan to do after graduation, or if you want to play football or basketball. Or y'all hadn't thought about it much?
Nah, I ain't thought about it much, but I was looking to go to college, but But the workforce, I'll probably do that.
Yeah. Xavier?
I mean, it would be nice to go and play somewhere, either football or basketball. But
So you don't care either way. If somebody offers you in either sport, you'd be willing to go do it.
yes, sir.
And y'all have got time because you still got
yeah.
basketball season. You got a lot ahead of you. But I was just curious on that. Well, great job this week, guys. Good luck Friday night. Really appreciate y'all joining us.
Yep.
And good luck Friday night at Winfield.
Thank you.
Yeah, guys, always enjoyed watching you guys play in the work ethic that you show each and every week. Whether it's on the football field or on the hardwood playing basketball, you guys do a tremendous job and continue on. Still got a lot of games left, and we'll roll into basketball season when football's done. So good luck
Yes,
the rest
sir.
of the way.
Thank
You listen to the walkthrough on 1.7 KJN.
Justice Oil Company salutes the young men and women who put in long hours and search for athletic supremacy. Justice Oil has been a long supporter of high school athletes in LaSalle Parish, as well as the Tigers of LSU. Take the time to show your appreciation by attending sporting events to root on your teams. Student athletes appreciate the time you take to attend their events. Wishing you the best in the future, on and off the field, from Justice Oil Company.
When you need an expert, you call one, whether it's a doctor, a lawyer, or your local Farm Bureau insurance agent. There's one in every parish to help you protect what's important to you and your family, because protecting the people of Louisiana is what's important to us. Learn more about how Farm Bureau insurance can save you time and money. Visit lafarmbureau.com to find a local agent and ask for a quick auto, home, or life insurance quote. That's lafarmbureau.com. Make contact with your local Farm Bureau insurance agent today.
Hi, I'm Cliff Smith with CLB, the Community Bank. With 20 years of banking experience, I have seen many changes, but one thing that hasn't changed is our commitment to help customers with all their financial needs. CLB, the Community Bank is here to help you, whether it's to open an account, online banking setup, credit card application, home mortgage, consumer, or commercial loan. If you're looking for personal service with real care, come by and see us at CLB, the Community Bank, 2349 North 1st Street, Virginia, Equal Housing Lender, member FDIC.
Looking for a place to connect and grow? Join us at Eastview Baptist Church, where everyone is welcome. Tune in here to listen to worship on Sunday mornings at 8:30, or come join us in person for Sunday school at 9:45 and worship at 10:45. Eastview, where we seek the kingdom first.
Cooper to the near side. McPherson going to fake the handoff. Going to throw.
Welcome back into the walkthrough. Our second call of the night, Deuce McPherson and Adrian Cooper for their first touchdown connection of the night in the win against St. Frederick. Cooper had to bobble it, but then he brought it in and got the catch for a start of a big night between those two. So that was our second call of the week. We got one more coming up later on. Austin Watley here along with Brant King, and we're now proud to welcome in our special guest, former Gina Giants head coach, Mac Fowler. Coach, how's it going?
It's going good. Glad to be here.
I was really excited. Brant, really, it was kind of his idea to have you on Winfield Week, and I thought that was a great idea. I was really excited about it because last year we talked to former Winfield coach Joey Pender, and he told us so many good stories of the different games between y'all, the rivalry between y'all. And I said, well, this year we'll get to get the Gina side of those stories. But
yeah, just so much tradition with Gina and Winfield over the last decades. I know talk a little bit about the late 90s, 98, get the first win, and I don't know how many years, a long time, but just talk about the 98, 99 games.
Well, actually going back in 1967 was the last year, and then many years went by, and then in the mid to late 90s, we were able to establish the winning back in where it should be. And it was kind of hard for us to instill on them that it could happen, because I know every year they'd have a sign, not since 1967, and finally over at their place. Uh, Good to say that some of them tore the sign down.
Yeah, that's right.
And so it was a big win. And sometimes you had to learn how to win, and that's what we had to get that to overcome to the guys from really '93 on, that you can win and that Gina High School can be successful in football, and it's been carried on since then and to a higher degree now.
Yeah, we're starting to inch a little bit closer to the all-time series is still pretty high up there for Winfield, but we're kind of closing the gap a little bit.
That's right.
I've always been curious about this because I remember you telling us when we were in school, it's a very unique rivalry to you because you did play for Gina and we played for Winfield in high school, correct?
That's right. 2 years at Gina and the last 2 years at Winfield. And so I've been on both sides and probably one of the few that's ever done that.
This week they had all the upgrades to the stadium. Have you had a chance to get by the stadium and see all the new upgrades and how different the stadium looks?
Oh, it is. I mean, it's amazing. When we were in high school, the visiting side, that was the home side. And in '69, they remodeled everything, and they moved the home side to the visitor side, and that's where they sit now. And then they constructed the new one where it's at now. And but what they've done this year and the last couple of years have been phenomenal, and it's just one of the showcases of Louisiana to me.
That's something I never knew. I never knew
Yeah.
that the sides had swapped. I never knew that.
Last year we were able to talk to former Winfield coach Joey Pender. He told us some good stories, and I just want to give you a chance to tell your side of it because I know he said that one game they showed up and the visitor sideline had an odor to it. It smelled really bad. He said it kind of smelled like maybe some chicken crap or something. But is there any truth to y'all messed with the sidelines whenever Winfield came over to Gina one year?
Now, Joe is getting long in tails on this thing.
That's right.
Now, actually, what had happened, for those of it that was here, it had rained all week, and we'd actually put a tarp from the baseball field, and it covered from 20 to the 20. And when we pulled it up, it all washed over to their side, and that was the stint. Plus, at the end of the game, the stint was them losing.
That's right.
So they smelled that worse. But that was the story on that.
Yeah.
It was the heavy rains and then that tarp.
What was your maybe favorite game or favorite memory from this rivalry?
I would have to say that the win at Winfield that night, we actually were down, and then we told them at halftime. And another story behind that, when we got there that night, they had all the hot water on in the dressing room, and it was like an oven. And so we pretty well dressed and taped outside the dressing room. And so at halftime, we stayed outside because it was still so hot in there. And we told them that the time was now and that the day was changing, and it was time for Gina High School to get above them, and we did. The kids just kept playing and playing, and late in the ball game, those of you that was there, Casey Webb kept limping back and forth. He come to the sideline. He said, "Coach, I can beat that corner." I said, "Son, you on one leg." He said, "I've been dogging him." And I said, "Are you sure?" And he said, "Yes, sir." And so Dane hit him on a perfect pass on about the 5, and he carried him on into the end zone. And then we had to come back and the last couple of minutes, and he actually intercepted a pass at the goal line to preserve the win.
Talk about the 2000 quarterfinal team. That year, y'all did not beat Winfield, but that was one of your better teams that you had at Gina High School.
And that's what's lost in kind of the history. Actually, we were third place, and we kept going and kept going. And that morning when we left here, going to Bell Chase, well, we get down and we passed by the Superdome. And I told him, I said, look, y'all see that big white building over to the left? I said, in 5 weeks, we can be there if you just believe in yourselves and believe in the guy sitting beside you and the guy on the other side of you. And so we get to Bell Chase, and it was just a back and forth game. And the first play of the game, Shane Shelley, who was the quarterback, who was outstanding, he threw the bomb to Chris Henry, who went on with the Cincinnati Bengals, and we were down. And actually, we were down 28-7 at the half, and everybody's kind of looking around. And I actually used one of the old college things. I said, we're going to take the opening second half kickoff. We're going to run it down their throats. We're going to score. We're going to score, and we're going to beat them. And I said, now, anybody that does not believe that, I said, y'all stay in the dressing room. I said, everybody that believes in it, let's go. And we actually carried it back to about 40. And then Lucas Morphus hurt his ankle. We had to put Huggy Ferris at the fullback, move Mike Moffitt to the fullback, and we just took it to him.
That was a cold game too. I remember it being cold. Then West Feliciana came to our place in the second round.
Oh, and it was a blizzard that night. I mean, it was some kind of cold that night. And they had upset Carr the week before, and we knew it was going to be a battle. But our crowd kind of lifted us up because they were there in force, and they just wouldn't let us go down. And we just kept plugging and plugging, and Dane actually hit Moffitt on one ankle for the winning touchdown, but we just kept going and going. And those two games are some of the highlights of my whole coaching career.
Yeah, I was a freshman that year and going to Bell Chase, and just the first playoff win in history of the school, and just everything that happened around that. That was just a great scene after that ball game. Just everybody rushing the field, and just a tremendous victory. Just a lot of heart the players on the field had, and standing in that ball game and staying focused until the bitter end.
Oh, it was, and I tell you, it seemed like some of the Gina fans must have drove down after halftime.
Yeah, that's right.
It was full of Gina people there, and I feel like that's carried over into today, because nowadays Gina outdraws everybody.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter who it is. Our crowd is there, and back in the 70s and 80s, people wanted to play Gina for the crowd and for the money.
That's right.
But now they know that, it's not going to be pretty at the end of the
That's
game.
right.
But they still get the crowd.
And then we had some tough years after the 2000 season, but 2003 we finished 5-5 and came off close to beating Winfield that year here at home, and then we had to play them again in the first round of the playoffs at Winfield. But that was a great experience making the playoffs my senior year.
Well, that night, if you remember, we had so many on the injured reserve that
That's right.
couldn't play.
Yep.
And to be honest, we just didn't have enough bodies
Yeah,
to play.
yeah. I mean, we were playing both sides of the ball pretty much.
And we come within an eyelash of beating them during the regular season in the 8th game.
That's right.
And then we had to turn around and play them again the first round. And like I say, we had 2 or 3 to go down each week, and our depth showed up at the end.
That's right. And now the luxury for the high school now, you don't have a kid playing both ways, and that's a huge luxury to have. And especially when you get down to the fourth quarter and you see that other team, they're bending over and breathing heavy and playing both sides of the ball. It means a lot for sure, not having to play both sides.
But I tell you, a perfect example of that was this year when we played Mangum. If you've noticed on the film and watching them,
Yep.
middle ways of the second quarter, they started bending
That's
over
right. Yep.
because of their lack of depth.
That's right.
And our guys just running fresh people in.
Yeah.
And then in the third and fourth quarter, the same thing. So our coaches have done a great job.
I want to talk about your impact on the program, because you were the athletic director that hired Coach Roark, right, years ago?
He was the last guy I hired before I retired.
You hired Coach Roark, You've got former players on staff, Russell Dorton, Adam Powell's the principal. We played for you. We're the coach of the junior high. Just your impact is everywhere on the program. Just kind of talk about what that means to you.
Oh, it's a plus for me. I look out and my old heart just gets bigger and bigger because I see that. And plus, Coach Derek White, I had him back in the 80s. You know, I'm sure he's the elder statement of nowadays.
That's right.
But he played for me, and to see what you guys have stayed here in town and achieved. And I do want to say this: every successful high school program has to have a junior high program that starts it. And you guys have done that, and maybe not get the attention that the high school's getting, but the junior high, the feeder program, that's the most important thing of everything. We've had kids years and years ago, they would come up and say, Coach, we went our whole time in junior high, and we stayed in shorts the whole time. And what does this pad work? You know,
that's right.
Where do we do this? What is this? And now you guys are sending some guys in. It's been 6th, 7th, and 8th grade that's played almost 30 games, and you're running the same thing. And that's a big plus for Jena High School, and maybe not get the attention that, you know, the high school's getting, because they deserve a lot, but the backbone is y'all at the junior high.
And we have 80 kids playing this year, and that's.
I passed by there watching y'all at the junior high, and it's a plus for y'all to have them there and to keep them. There's been times that, like I say, when they would come to us and we would have our practices, they couldn't stand it.
That's right.
But now you guys have had them prepared and they're ready to go. And they may not get to play as much as freshmen, and they shouldn't play as freshmen because, you know, some of them over the years have had to, but really and truly, the real good ones, 10th grade, 11th, and 12th, but hardly ever freshmen should get to play in an established program. And so it's a hat off to you guys. It should be really recognized a lot more than it is.
We appreciate that.
Yeah, every once in a while we want to call the old 30 quick trap just to reminisce a little bit.
Yeah.
Well, you got anything else? You good?
No, I appreciate you coming in, Coach Mack, and like I said, we've been wanting to get you in for a long time, and thought this was the perfect week playing Winfield this week.
Well, it is. It's like I say, there's nothing better than beating Winfield, and I just hope that y'all can keep Russell down a little bit this week.
That's right.
Yeah. This is the game that he circles 365 days out of the year.
Definitely.
And, but I appreciate y'all having me, and you guys all over the state now, they know who Jena High School is, and it starts with y'all, and Jay and his group has done an outstanding job, and a lot of it is homegrown, and that's what it takes.
Yes, sir.
Well, thank you. We really appreciate you joining us tonight. We'll take a break right here. Listen to the walkthrough on 1.7 KJNA.
Justice Oil Company salutes the young men and women who put in long hours in search for athletic supremacy. Justice Oil has been a long supporter of high school athletes in LaSalle Parish, as well as the Tigers of LSU. Take the time to show your appreciation by attending sporting events to root on your teams. Student athletes appreciate the time you take to attend their events. Wishing you the best in the future, on and off the field, from Justice Oil Company.
Louisiana is strong. It's hard work and determination. It's never giving up. It's being there for family, friends, and neighbors because you gave them your word. It's celebrating life's good times and standing tall when times are tough. You call this great state home, and so do we. We're headquartered here with a presence in every parish to better serve you. We're Louisiana's insurance company. Louisiana Farm Bureau Insurance. Real service, real people.
Looking for a bank that truly understands the communities they serve? CLB, the community bank, has you covered. They offer a wide range of services from top-tier interest rates on checking accounts and CDs to the latest in online, digital, and mobile banking. What makes CLB the community bank the go-to choice for all your banking needs? It's the convenience of managing finances from anywhere, anytime. Visit their website or one of 7 branches today. CLB, the community bank, where community comes first. Member FDIC, equal housing lender. Looking for a place to connect and grow? Join us at Eastview Baptist Church, where everyone is welcome. Tune in here to listen to worship on Sunday mornings at 8:30, or come join us in person for Sunday school at 9:45 and worship at 10:45. Eastview, where we seek the kingdom first.
.454 left in the second quarter. Cooper to the near side. McPherson under center. Going to drop back. Going to throw deep for Cooper. Near sideline here. Complete to Cooper. Oh, and he stiff arms the defender. And now he'll race into the end zone for a touchdown. What a play by Cooper. Oh, man. That was impressive there.
Welcome back into the walkthrough. Austin Wiley here along with Brant King, and that was probably my favorite segment of the year so far.
Oh yeah, definitely a huge treat having Coach Mack in studio, and we'll have to do it again one of these days.
Oh yeah. Remember the good old days.
Yep.
I guess we're going to get into our area games of the week. Well, that was our last call of the week, and I want to go over that play real quick. When Zadrian stiff-armed that guy, I haven't seen a more vicious stiff-arm in my life, I don't believe. That was incredible to make the catch and to stiff-arm that guy and then run to the end zone. Great play there by Zadrian Cooper. And, what else can you say about him? He had a great game against St. Frederick. Deuce McPherson getting the ball out there, but that was a great play on that. And I think you can hear in the call just our amazement on that play. All right, so we'll get into the area games of the week. LaSalle is at Block. This is not a district game. No, they're not in district yet. You would think LaSalle and Block would be in the same district, but they're not.
They're not. LaSalle 2-1. Big win over Maryville this past Friday night, 30-22. Go through a few stats in that ball game. Rushing-wise, Tough Street, 22 carries, 165 yards, 3 touchdowns. Billingsley, 1 carry. Wyatt King, 9 carries, 49 yards. Passing, Tough Street, 3 for 7, 17 yards. Receiving, Caden Finley, 2 catches, 6 yards. Tough Street had 3 tackles in that ball game. But, yeah, hats off to LaSalle Tigers starting the season 2-1, off to a good start.
I forgot to mention this game that we played on Saturday, Block's homecoming. Saturday at 7 o'clock, LaSalle will be at Block. So, yeah, LaSalle looking to go to 3-1.
Yeah.
Good start.
Great
Second
start.
year under head coach Hunter Johnson. Manny at St. Mary's. Manny, they lost. They ended up losing that Leesville game. I think we had it as a pick 'em. Leesville beat them pretty good.
Yeah, we picked Leesville in that ball game because we thought, Manny started off 2-0, and just don't think they're quite there yet. I mean, they're working their way back to the old Manny. It's just going to take some time. It's going to take a couple seasons probably to get back there, but I think eventually they will have a coach back on the head coach now. He was under the prior administration there at
Hassel.
at
I think his name is Coach Hassel.
So I think he'll get that program going in the right direction, but not quite there yet.
I do think they beat St. Mary's. Yeah. Mangum at Beekman Charter. I think Mangum gets a win and helps our power rating.
I would agree.
Menard at Abbeville.
That's a pick'em game.
Yeah, we'll talk about that here in a minute. Bastrop at St. Fred.
That's a pick'em game as well.
Yeah, but I think St. Fred's schedule sets up very nicely for them the rest of the way. Tioga at Richwood.
Yeah, that's an interesting game. I mean, Richwood has shown that they can play football this year. They were in the game against Mangum, went to overtime, and Mangum ended up coming away with that victory. But they showed to be better this season after the winless season a year ago. So they're much improved. I think Tioga's playing pretty good right now. Scoring they've scored 50-something points a couple of games so far.
I think Tioga gets them, but I think Richwood is better.
Yeah.
But I think Tioga, their running back, maybe it's Kenny Pontier maybe, and Kervin Johnson, the receiver. I think the offense can be a little bit too much for Richwood, but because I think Tioga. Now, if I'll say this, and if you're a Gina fan, you're at the game last year, you're going to say, "Well, Tioga looked pretty good." They did look good against Gina, but they didn't do anything against anybody else. So I think Tioga is much improved this year. Coach Crispin doing a great job there, and I think Tioga gets the win at Richwood. Marksville at Port Barre.
Yeah, Marksville undefeated right now.
Yeah.
They're playing some good football off the wins on Church Point and Iota this past Friday night. I like Marksville's chances there.
I agree. I think Marksville's showing with the wins over Iota and Church Point that they'll definitely handle Port Barre. Grant at Vidalia. We'd love for Vidalia to get that win to help us power ratings wise, but they did beat Block last week.
42-20 last week.
I don't know. I mean, Grant, I thought they would do better against Buckeye than they did, but maybe that game will be close. I don't know.
Yeah, that's hard to call that one, I think.
I think I'd have to lean towards Grant.
Yeah, I would too.
But yeah, maybe Vidalia can pull it off. Avoyelles at Buckeye, it's a pick'em game. Kind of had to reach on pick'em games. There wasn't very many games I thought were going to be very close.
Right.
Bunkie at Central Catholic.
I would expect Bunkie to roll in that one.
Yeah, this is a team who a couple years ago Bunkie put them on the schedule. The year that we went to Bunkie 2 years ago, I think Central Catholic gave Bunkie some issues. That it's a private school that is kind of competitive with them, but the last year, and I really think this year, it'll be all Bunkie in that one. Caldwell at Franklin Parish. I think Franklin Parish got too much.
Yeah, Caldwell kind of took it on the nose this past Friday against Mangum, 55-7. Yeah, Franklin Parish, too tough this year. They'll get the job done.
Sterlington at West Washita. This is the K104 game of the week.
After watching Sterlington against Washita, I know Washita came away with that win, but Sterlington played a tough ball game. Much improved this year against Washita than last year, and we know what Sterlington can do. Return a lot of players on that championship team. I got to go with Sterlington.
Yeah, I think that one's all Sterlington there. Green Oaks at Union Parish. I believe this is Union Parish's district opener.
Yeah, got to go with Union Parish here after playing the 5A schedule to start the season. Kind of more in their playing field there against Green Oaks, and Union Parish should get the win there. Union Parish scored 3 points in their first 2 ball games.
Yeah, but against Airline they scored 19. Yeah. Oak Grove at Rayville. I think this is a district game as well. Yeah, district game. But although Oak Grove struggled with Red River.
Yeah, they did. I think Oak Grove beats Rayville though.
Yeah. Opelousas at Ash.
The way Ash is playing right now, you can't go against Ash.
This was a more hyped up game last year. I think Opelousas still had some talent off that state title team. I think Opelousas lost that talent. I think Ash is the real deal.
Ash beat Destrehan this past week 27-21.
I don't know why I didn't put this as a pick'em game. I guess because I feel like one team is definitely going to win, but Catholic of Baton Rouge at West Monroe. To me, that could be a pick'em game, but I think that's all Catholic.
Yeah, I think Catholic too. West Monroe, I think they're probably a couple seasons away from maybe getting to where they want to be. The new head coach this year, Dizer, his first season as the head coach, and I think it's going to take him a little time. But Christian Pawnee having a good season for West Monroe this year. Did I see where he was committed to ULM here a couple weeks ago?
I know he was offered by ULM a couple weeks ago. I haven't seen that he's committed. He may have. I mean, it would shock me if he didn't go to ULM. But I definitely saw that there was an offer. I don't know if he committed or not. But, man, this was the game back in the day in the 90s.
Yeah.
These two teams. Who was Tommy Banks going against, was it Warwick Dunn and Travis Minor and those running backs for Catholic of Baton Rouge. But if West Monroe would have shown a little bit more toughness against North DeSoto, that's who they got beat. Yeah, I would have. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe giving them more of a chance.
Kind of surprised in the effort. I seen a couple highlights from that game.
It was late in the game. North DeSoto was kind of just running right at them.
Yeah, nope, untouched. Like 10-yard carries, untouched.
Yeah, so that kind of is why I'm thinking Catholic in that one. Midland Legacy at Ruston. Ruston, they made that trip through Texas last year, and man, they're probably really
Impressive.
thankful that they get to come back and all those Texas teams come to Ruston this year.
Yeah, I mean, it was impressive the way Ruston played last year, because we were kind of wondering, how good will Ruston be after this Texas swing, and man, they got the job done and surprised a lot of folks.
And they got the win last week, a
Yeah.
last-second field goal
That's
to
right.
beat Longview, right?
I think so.
Yeah. I think it was 38-35 was the final score in that one. And then this is a pick'em game. Neville at St. Thomas More. I'm almost certain me and you're going to be picking different on this one. But we'll get to the pick'em games. On the pick'em standings right now, I am at 10-5. Brant is at 12-3. I think it was week 2. You had a great week,
Yeah.
and I did not do as well. But let's get into the pick'em games. Avoyelles at Buckeye. To me, it should be on paper an evenly matched game, but Buckeyes 3-0. They've beat some teams that I feel like kind of have surprised me this year that they beat those teams. Avoyelles, they've lost to Bunkie. They lost to somebody. I think they lost to Marksville. I'm going with Buckeye. I think it's all Buckeye.
Give me a Buckeye.
Neville at St. Thomas More. I'm just going to go ahead. I know you're picking Neville. You don't ever pick against Neville on any of these.
Yeah, that's probably why you did it.
Well, I think
it's going to be a good game.
To
but
me, I
depends
think
on-
it's maybe the game of the week.
Well, if is Parker going to be 100%?
Yeah.
At quarterback. He struggled with the ankle injury last couple of weeks, and it's going to depend on if he's 100%. But I got to go with Neville Tigers there on the road at St. Thomas More.
And see, I'm going with St. Thomas More because it's on the road. I feel like St. Thomas More has played the more difficult schedule. I mean, Neville has played some tough teams, but you go down south, I mean, those teams, it's just they're playing tough teams every week. And St. Thomas More, I think they're 2-1, maybe, and Neville's 2-1 as well.
Yeah. Neville was defeated this past week by Oak Grove, Mississippi, 36-7. Just couldn't get anything going offensively.
Leesville at Pineville.
Got to go with Leesville.
Oh, okay. I'm going Pineville. Pineville's 2-1. Tioga beat them pretty good, but they scored a few points.
Yeah.
I felt like Pineville may be a little bit more proven than Leesville. I don't know much about Leesville. I don't know what they've got. I don't think they've really beat anybody. Yeah, they beat Manny, but that's a team playing down in class. It's at Pineville. That's why I'm saying Pineville. Bastrop at St. Fred.
I'm going with St. Frederick.
I am as well. I think Bastrop is really down. I don't know what happened there. I know last year they had the two Downs brothers. Was it Dylan and Devin Downs, who now are back at Sterlington? How that happens, I have no idea.
Yeah,
how they can go back and forth.
That was crazy.
But I think the younger one may be committed to LSU baseball.
That's right.
But when you had those two on Bastrop's team, Bastrop had some talent and was able to do some things. But now it seems like there's not much left there. I think the schedule sets up where St. Fred can go 7-0 to finish out and be 7-3 and really help us in the power ratings.
And after watching St. Fred this past Friday night, seeing Owen O'Neill, the tailback, 9 carries, 86 rushing yards, they rely on him a lot. He plays both offense and defense, and I think he will carry the load as district play ramps up and gets them the wins that they need.
I think, like you said, the only game that's kind of iffy is General Trask.
Yeah.
Other than that game, to me, they're the favorite in all those games to finish out. So you're looking at a 6-4, 7-3 year. Menard at Abbeville. I didn't even do my research. I don't even know what Abbeville's record is. I know nothing about Abbeville.
I think Abbeville is either 1-2 or 0-3. That's what I see.
Really? I'm going with Abbeville. I was going with Abbeville just because it's at Abbeville.
I'm going Menard, just the performance this past Friday against St. Mary's, 7-6. Maybe Menard can come away with a win there. We need Menard to win.
We need Menard to win, but that was another thing. I thought Menard would beat St. Mary's worse than they did.
Yeah.
Only 7-6. I hope Menard can go get that win, but and I can't remember who won this game last year because these two teams have played the last few years. But
it's either going to be a great week for one of us or a bad week.
I did not expect it to be that big of a difference in our picks on all the games. I just knew that Neville game. You always go Neville.
Yeah.
We did not get to mention as far as the Gina Winfield matchup. 63rd matchup between the two teams. Gina has 23 wins. Winfield has 37 wins. There's been 2 ties. Last year, Gina won 46-0. Cedric Wilson had 157 yards, 3 touchdowns. Daniel Hatcher had 78 yards, 2 touchdowns. Do not forget, Friday night, you can hear us at 6 o'clock on the Cajun Seafood and Specialty Meats Gina Giants pregame show. We'll have an hour pregame, get you set for game time. And then at 7 o'clock, we'll have opening kickoff between the two teams. So, anything else you got?
Great show. Thankful for the sponsors that sponsor
Yes.
us and make this possible.
Thank you, Justice Oil, CLB, Farm Bureau, and Eastview Baptist Church. Special thank you to Blake Joy for filling in tonight as our producer. If he was not here, then you wouldn't have seen all those cool graphics on the screen there. So really thank you to him, and thank you to his wife for giving him up for one night for us. But really thank you to former head coach Mac Fowler. Really appreciate him coming by. I really enjoyed visiting with him, hearing the old stories, reminiscing about the good old days, and I really appreciate him coming by. And thank you to Zach and Xavier Brown and head coach Jay Roark.
Yep. Ready for Friday night?
Yep. It'll
Make
be
the
here.
trip.
Should be some good weather. Should be good and cool.
Make the trip up 84.
Yep. For Brant King, I'm Austin Watley. All right, everybody.